Hello everyone, welcome to this virtual presentation. Greetings to you all. I hope all of you are doing well by the grace of Almighty. This is your Simi Miss warmly welcoming you all to this virtual presentation. This class is specially required for the boys of class 10. All the boys of class 10 from all sections, Bangla version, A, B, C, D and English version A and B are instructed to follow this lecture very attentively and carefully. Dear boys, I consider myself very lucky getting English second paper class with you guys. Dear boys, I hope you will associate with me doing your home task regularly, making your lesson regularly and giving feedback after watching this video. So dear boys, now let's move to our lesson. As you are aware of your syllabus, I'm not discussing your syllabus again. So today we will discuss right form of verbs. As this is a very common topic and we are practicing this topic and reading about this topic from the very beginning of our academic career. So dear boys, hopefully this lesson will be much more easier for you and I will try my best to deliver the lecture in understandable way. So dear boys, now let's get into our lesson. So we all know that if we have universal truth, habitual fact, historical event in our sentence, I mean, if the sentence indicates universal truth, habitual fact, or historical event, we have to write down the sentence in present indefinite tense. In fact, we will write down universal truth, habitual fact, and historical event in present indefinite tense. And this is a very common rules of right form of verbs. So dear boys, now let's practice some sentences with this instruction. So number 1, the sun rises in the east. So after reading this sentence, we can understand that this sentence indicates universal truths. And we all know that if we have universal truth in our sentence, then we have to write down the sentence in present indefinite tense. So we all know the structure of present indefinite tense, that is subject, verb and object. If we have third person singular number as our subject, then we have to add s or es with the verb. So the sun is third person singular number. So we can say the sun rises in the east. Next. Lord Clive to defeat Sirajuddaulah at the Palashi. So this sentence seems as historical event. This sentence indicates historical event. Lord Clive to defeat Sirajuddaulah at the Palashi. Now we can write down the sentence like this. Lord Clive defeats Sirajuddaulah at the Palashi. Next one. My father to get up from bed before sunrise. So this sentence indicates to habitual fact. This sentence indicates to a habit. Now we are instructed to write down habitual fact indicating sentences in present indefinite tense. So let's write down the sentence like this. My father gets up from bed before sunrise. Next. Akbar ascended the throne at the age of 12. So this sentence indicates to historical event again. And we are instructed to write down the sentence indicating historical event in present indefinite tense. So let's write down the sentence like this. Akbar ascends the throne at the age of 12. Next, Roni regularly go to office by bus. So it seems like that this is a habit. Roni regularly go to office by bus. Now we can write down this sentence in present indefinite tense like this. Roni regularly goes to office by bus. Next, to make a sentence negative or interrogative without be verb or auxiliary verb, use do, does or did. If you want to change the affirmative sentence into negative or interrogative, and if there is no be verb or auxiliary verb in your sentence, then use do, does and did according to the tense. If the sentence is in present tense, then use do or does. If the sentence is in past tense, then use did. Now let's practice this rule. Number 1. The girl not sing a song. So by reading this sentence, we can understand that this sentence is written in present indefinite tense. So you see, firstly, the girl is third person singular number. So we all know that with third person singular number, we use does. We can write down this sentence like this. The girl does not sing a song. Next, Karim go to Dhaka yesterday. Dear boys, you see, look at this word yesterday. Yesterday indicates the past situation. Okay? And we all know that if we have yesterday in our sentence, then we have to write it down in past indefinite tense. Okay? So we have to use did here. And as the sentence is in interrogative form, we have to write down did at the very beginning of the sentence. Did Karim go to Dhaka yesterday? Next, he not goes to school regularly. So here we have regularly. This regularly indicates to present situation. So we have to write down the sentence in present form. And you see this he is third person singular in number. So we will use does here. He does not go to school regularly. Okay. Next one. He not helped me last night. Last night indicates to past situation. When we have last night in our sentence, we have to write down that sentence in past simple tense. Okay. So we are going to use did here. He did not help me last night. Next one. Do they still live at the same place? Okay. So this sentence is written in present tense. Okay. So we are going to use do here. Okay. Do they still live at the same place? Okay. Next one. Interrogative sentence having what, when, where, who, which, whose, why, how takes to be verb, that means do, does or did before subject according to the subject. While we are writing interrogative sentences having what, when, where, who, which, whose, why, how, then we have to write down to be verb before subject according to the situation. Okay, just like why Mrs. Pete looks so angry. You see, why Mrs. Pete looks so angry. Here we can write down why does Mrs. Pete look so angry. Before our subject we have written an auxiliary verb. Okay, to correct the order of interrogative sentence, we have to write down auxiliary verb after WH word and before the subject. Okay, again, what you want? Here, boys, you are instructed to write down To be verb before the subject and after W is verb. What do you want? Okay. What do you want? Next. Some words like now, at this moment, at present, right now. These words indicate present continuous tense. That means continuity. These words indicate continuity. Now, continuity. At this moment, at present, right now. All these words indicate continuity. So, when we will get this type of words in a sentence, we will rewrite the sentence in present continuous tense. Dear boys, always keep in your mind that if we have tomorrow in our sentence, then the sentence will be in future indefinite tense. Okay? Now let's practice. What you do now. So now indicates continuity. So we will write down the sentence in continuous form. What are you doing? Next, at this moment he is watch a movie. Dear boys, see, at this moment. This phrase indicates continuity. So we have to write down the sentence in present continuous form. At this moment, he is watching a movie. Okay? And dear boys, be sure that you know the structure of present continuous tense. Subject, verb plus ing, object or extension. You see, at this moment, he subject and auxiliary verb is and verb plus ing and object a movie. Next, Rakib go to Dhaka tomorrow. So you see here tomorrow, and I already told you that when we have tomorrow in our sentence, we have to write down the sentence in future indefinite tense. Rakib will go to Dhaka tomorrow. At present, he works in a multinational company. At present. And you know, if we have at present in our sentence, we have to write down the sentence in present continuous tense. Okay, let's write down. At present, he is working in a multinational company. Okay, let's move to the next slide. Okay, and this is very simple and very easy. If the subject is singular, verb will be singular. That means singular subject takes singular verb. Plural subject takes plural verbs. Very easy. Okay, you see the color of his eyes be blue. B indicates to M is R. Okay, so let's write down the color of his eyes was blue. Although this is eyes, this will not be where. Okay, the players in the field be strong. Okay, the players in the field are strong. The police is looking into the matter. You see, the police indicates to plural form. So you can write down like this, the police are looking into the matter. The news be good. So the news is a singular subject. So the verb will be singular also. The news is good. Next, the cattle is grazing in the field. Cattle indicates to plural form. So we will write down the cattle are grazing in the field. Okay, move to the next slide. Okay, if you have some words like always, regularly, often, generally, daily, every day, occasionally, usually, normally, sometimes in your sentence, but time is not mentioned. Okay, again I am telling you, if time is not mentioned, but you have some words like always, regularly, often, generally, daily, every day, occasionally, usually, normally, sometimes. then use present indefinite tense. That means if you have always, use present indefinite tense. Regularly, use present indefinite tense. Okay, because these words are indicating present situation. Okay, just see. If we have some words like just now, already, yet, ever, lately, recently, so far, or present, so far, this type of words, if we have this type of words in our sentence, then write down the sentence in present perfect tense. If you find the word just in your sentence, then you have to write down the sentence in present perfect tense. If you want to use just now in your sentence, remember you have to write down the sentence in present perfect tense. Alright? So, if you want to use the word already in your sentence, keep in your mind that you have to write down the sentence in present perfect tense. Okay? So, all these words just now, already, yet, ever, lately, recently, so far, if you have in your sentence, then you have to write down in present perfect tense. Okay, now practice. He go out just now. Dear boys, just now. So I think you are very clear about the structure of present perfect tense. That is subject, have or has, past participle form of verb, then object or extension. Dear boys, keep in your mind that without past participle form of verb, present perfect tense is not possible. If you want to form present perfect tense, then you have to use V3 form, that means past participle form of verb. Okay, he has gone out just now. You see, subject has, okay, according to the subject, and past participle form of verb and object or extension. I yet not get any reply from them. Okay, yet. You have yet here. So you can write down, yet I have not got any reply from them. Farhana already joined her new office. So already, yes. Now you have to write down in past perfect tense. Already joined her new job. Okay, sorry dear boys, here you have to write down has. Farhana has already joined her new office. You consult your doctor recently? Okay, so as this sentence is in interrogative form, you have to write down have or has first. Have you consulted your doctor recently? Next, recently they submit their project. Okay, so with they we use have. Recently they have submitted their new project. Okay, move to the next slide. Past indicating words like yesterday, last week, ago, long since, before, last night. If you have some words like yesterday, last week, ago, long since, before, or last night, use V2. We all know that all these words indicate past situation, past form. So we have to use V2 form. I mean past form of verb with these words. That means we have to use present simple tense. The Prime Minister addressed the nation last night. So dear boys, last night. We have to write down V2 form of this verb. Let's write down the Prime Minister addressed the nation last night. Next, Ronak come home yesterday. Okay, yesterday, we have yesterday here, so we have to write down V2 form of come, it will be came. Write down, Ronak came home yesterday. I see him long ago. Okay, long ago. When we have ago, we have to write down V2 form of verb. I saw him long ago. Next, we go the National Museum last week. Okay? Last week. Dear boys, see last week. And this phrase last week indicates to past situation. Okay, we have to write down the sentence in past simple form. Okay, we went to the National Museum last week. Last year we visit New York. Okay, last. You see last year. So write down the verb in past form. Last year we visited New York. Okay. Next, would that. If we have would that at the very beginning of our sentence, then write down subject, could, and V1. Very easy, uh, very easy rule. Okay, let's use it in our sentence. Would that I go to England. So dear boys, what we are instructed to do, we are instructed to use could before verb and V1 form. Okay, base form of verb. Would that I could go to England. Okay, next one. Would that I help him. So we will write down would that I could help him. You see, we are instructed to write down could before the verb. Before the verb we have written could. Would that you go to school. We will say would that you could go to school. Always keep in your mind that if our sentence starts with would that, we have to write down subject and could after that present form of verb. Next, if the sentence starts with would that and there's to be verb and there's to be verb after auxiliary verb, okay, having to be verb after auxiliary verb, write where with every person. We are going to use where here. Okay, dear boys, would that I be young again. So what we are going to do, we are going to use where with every person. Okay, would that were young again. Would that it be Friday. Would that it were Friday. Would that she was my friend. Would that she were my friend. Okay, dear boys, now, okay, that's the end of today's lesson. So you are instructed to take a note of this lecture and submit it to the comment box. Dear boys, there is no extra homework for you. Copy this lecture and submit it to the comment box. So this is the first English class I have shared with you, and we will meet very soon, I hope so, and the situation will be normal, I wish. So dear boys, we will meet again with our virtual class. Take care. Thanks to you all.